What's good happening, you guys? In the last part of this video, we talked about philosophy, stoicism, and a stoic way of living. But in this part of the video, we would be talking about various perspectives of human life, and also we have covered something about vegetarianism and sugar. So if you haven't watched the first part of this video, go check it out in the iCard, and also subscribe to this channel if you are new to this. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Hmm. But when you take a typical Indian family, if something mishappens in the family, I have seen in movies that see your father has died, but you won't shed a drop of tear also for them. I think it's Onion. I think Prakash
Yeah.
Raj. Yeah, yeah. So do people think that is something he is doing something odd, or it is natural? Because you are telling that being practical is the go, but being practical everywhere isn't the choice to be. So what's your
Yeah.
take on it? What do you think?
Yeah. So, see, what I told you was the core of Stoic philosophy. Okay.
Hmm.
I mean, there is a lot in Stoicism, but if you want me to put it in one line, that's it. See
Okay.
what's up to you in a particular situation. See what you can control. Try to focus on that. Try to focus your maximum energy on that. But
Okay. So trying to improve from that position.
trying to focus on what you can do. Let's say we lost someone very close to us.
Okay.
Okay. So what is up to us? It may not have been our fault. It may have been our fault. It may not have been our fault. So how do we deal with it? Let's say you had a dog, it died. How do you deal with it? It may not be your fault, but how are you going to approach it? How are you going to react to it? So thinking about what is the best course of action right now. Yes, you have your emotions, you have grief, you have anxiety, you have uncontrollable anger about what happened, but think about how it's going to help you in the next course of action. Yes, your dog is dead. What do? You respect it by final rights. You see how you can deal with that emotion. That is where you should focus. So stoicism is not about being positive or negative or being I mean, obviously it has to be practical, but it is about focus. It is about what you give your attention to. So Epictetus also says you become what you give attention to. I think it's Epictetus, I'm not sure. So
Okay.
what that is, see, let's say you are consuming Instagram without absolutely any knowledge. You're just consuming all sorts of
Reels and
search
all.
bar to reels, everything. I'm not saying it's wrong, but the point is you choose what kind of reels appear. It'll only it'll show based on your activity, or whatever it is. Or so the point is, you're choosing what to give attention to. So are you let's say you want to become an entrepreneur. 50% of your likes are for entrepreneurial pages, 50% are for Instagram models. So let's see what you give your attention to, right? So whatever you give your attention to, even in that Instagram scroll, you become that person. Your attention, where you give your attention, you are that person. So now with stoicism, we are trying to give this focus in the right areas. We are trying to give this focus in the areas that we can control. What can you control in any situation? Your own body,
Definitely.
right? What you do immediately, how you choose to take that emotion,
Thinking.
what you think, correct? And okay, this is even for thinking. Let's think about this. What you can't control, what other people are going to say about you,
Yeah.
correct? What the next day is going to be. You could be the king of the world, or you could be dropped dead.
Yeah.
You don't know, right?
Yeah.
So that is not in your control. So should you focus on it? Should you be afraid of the next day? No. That is not in your control. Should you be focused on other people's opinion? Can you control it?
No, never.
Never. So should you focus on it? Should you worry about the fact that that person is going to really talk shit about me? Should you worry about that? I mean, you can worry, but is it going to help you? Is it in your control? If it is not in your control, don't give attention to it. It's as simple. Attention is the most valuable currency you have. You are your attention. What you give? If you give attention to your business, your business becomes successful. If you give attention to porn, you're going to you know what happens, right? You're going to go down the hole. Your dopamine levels are going off the chart. You won't have the you won't have the differentiation between what is real and what is virtual. You get into that. So if you give attention to porn, you get into that. If you give attention to exercise, if you give attention to good nutrition, if you give attention to good positive relationships in your life, you become that person, right? It's just that simple. We all understand it, but it's very difficult to live it every moment and apply it in every situation.
Hmm.
And just like
Yeah.
anything, Lokesh, like
Yeah.
seriously, how did a person become a really good sculptor? He sculpted statues for years. How
Yeah.
does someone become a really good engineer? He works at it for years.
Yeah.
This is very much the same. I'm
Okay.
working on it, and we have to work on becoming a stoic. It's not going to come immediately. There are lots
Okay.
of stoic exercises, so you can
Okay.
try doing that every day. So when
Okay.
you do that,
Can
over
you
the
can you can you name that exercises and all? Stoic exercise.
okay,
Like what is that? What is the thing?
okay, well, I'll give you examples of three exercises.
Okay.
One is early morning reflection.
Okay. What is? Can you explain that? What
Yeah,
reflection?
early morning reflection is something we are all very familiar to. But what we usually do is that we'll have one notepad. We'll in our office we'll just stick it to our
Yeah.
dashboard saying what I should
Yeah.
do today. So that is just the list of tasks. Early morning
Okay.
reflection is something deeper. So
Mm.
Marcus Aurelius also says he asks you to expect
Uh.
people to be not so nice. So people are not going to be nice. Really.
Mm.
There are all kinds of people.
Mm.
There are mean
Okay.
people, there are angry people, there are ungrateful
Mm.
people. People are going to
Mm.
be like that. So
Okay.
it should not shock you. That is how people are. That is how people are wired.
Mm.
The best
Mm.
response, and you don't control that. The
Mm.
best response you have is to try to work with them.
Mm.
Don't
Yeah.
give them back what they gave you.
Mm.
If they come at you with some anger, don't give back anger.
Mm.
If they are mean to you, don't be mean to them.
Okay.
Because we are all, we are all a system. Like this world is like a spider web with millions of small threads
Yeah.
interconnected. So we are all meant to work together. So if that person doesn't realize it, it is your responsibility to realize it.
Yeah. Mm.
Right? So Marcus Aurelius says that expect that people will be like that, like like both palms and both legs. We are meant to work together as a community. So focus on that. Okay, so that is one of the early morning reflection that I do.
Okay.
So that's what I'm talking about. And what you can also do is that think about how you are going to respond to different emotions throughout the day.
Okay.
So let's say you have a few tasks. Let's say you go on to complete it. How are you going to celebrate it? Are you going to celebrate it with a piece of cake, or are you going to celebrate it by having a quick walk or talking to a friend? Think about it. Or let's say you fail. Let's say
Okay.
you don't complete a task. Let's say you get scolded by your boss. How do you react to it? How do you respond to it? So reflect on that. Are you going to open a can of beer and make sure your belly is huge?
Yeah.
Or are you going to try to do better the next day? Are you going to take a few minutes to do some pranayama and do better? Think about what you're going to do. So that is early morning reflection, and do this every day in the morning. So actually, what they ideally say is that write down, journal in the morning and reflect in the evening. That also you can do. So write down what you're going to do. Think about how you're going to respond. Write all that in the morning, and just before you go to sleep, reflect on it. See if you actually did that. So keep remembering the principles of Stoicism. So write them and keep remembering them. Okay. So there is. Do you know Lord Ramakrishna, Paramahamsa
Yeah.
Ramakrishna? So he was a great sage. He was the guru of Vivekananda. Okay. So he gives us one very good example. That is, like, let me put it in Tamil. So, okay, it doesn't matter. I can say it in English also. So, let's say you have a really nice silver object.
Okay.
So, on top of that, there is going to be silver oxide. If you leave it like that for 4-5 days, there is going to be silver oxide and it's going to become dull. I hope I'm right. Anyone who's any science enthusiast who's seeing this shouldn't.
Please comment down. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fine. I might be wrong, but the point is, I understand that silver gets dark. I don't know if it's silver oxide or anything else. So it gets dark because of atmospheric reactions. Because of that reaction, it gets dark. So your job is to wipe it off every day, every now and then. Keep wiping it so that it becomes clean. If you don't do that, no matter how good that silver is, it's not going to be a silver. It's going to lose its nature. So we are like that. So that is why early morning journaling and late evening reflection is going to help you. So every day you have to remember it. If you think of a stoic principle today, doesn't mean you'll become a stoic the immediate next day. You have to keep remembering it. Just like how we are facing life every day. Just like silver oxide, you would have all these things around. You'll have to keep wiping it. You'll have to keep wiping it by writing it down, reflecting on it. So that is one exercise.
Okay.
Second is modeling the best people.
Okay.
So how it doesn't have to be a role model. Okay, so I don't personally don't believe in having one role model in your life. So for my entrepreneurial efforts, I have one role model.
Okay.
For my marketing efforts, I have another role model. For my for my yoga, I have another role model. So point is, try to model that person. Think about who's the ideal man. It doesn't have to be a person. He doesn't even have to be in you
Surrounding.
don't even have to know him.
Okay.
So he can
Okay.
be an imaginary person, but model him. Think about how he would be. Think about the kind of,
Manifesting the person.
yeah. So
Okay.
it is manifestation. The manifestation is the result. When you model him, we are expecting that manifestation to come to us. It is something like how the secret book would tell you. So but the point here is, it's not about manifesting. We shouldn't focus on that. Our point is to understand our ideal man. Correct. So for us, there will be some ideal man. So an ideal man, let's say, he should have a really stable body. He should have a good muscular structure. He should be physically extremely fit to be willing to just get up and run at any moment. He should never get angry. He should maintain a calm posture all the time.
Yeah.
He should respect people. He should treat people with kindness all the time, even if they are not kind to him. And he should be dedicated to his family. He should have a goal. He should take efforts towards that goal every day. We might have
Okay.
our idea of an ideal man, right? So imagine that ideal man, or model that man.
Okay.
Keep meditating on it. Think about what that man would do. Think about how that man would react to a road accident. If some car hits you, think about how that man would react. Would he get angry and shout all bad words, Marky Banky? No, he won't do that.
No. Yeah.
Think about how he would do that. Or
Yeah.
let's say if he has a really big physical injury, let's say if he has a cut here, Aruvalala
Okay.
Periya cut in war, how would he react? Is he going to whine like a little baby, or is he going to take medication and carry on with his life? Think about what he would do, and think about whether he would,
Okay.
watch nude people on screen and give out
Yeah.
his manly energy to them. Think about if
Yeah.
he would do that.
And I think the thing you have spoken little back, that I think because human beings are a social animal, this thing comes that we idealize or we modelize a person, so that because since being a social human or social being as an race, okay, so I think modelizing or having a role model for that matter, that will only give us a direction in life, because we in ourselves can't go in a way. We have to have some tools. Example, you can take a tools, because okay, I will modelize this person and then I will follow him to reach my goal. So is that the correct way to put it, or?
Okay, so we are talking about real people. Okay, so let's say Cristiano Ronaldo is your model. He's a really good person. You can anyways model
Yeah.
your life. But the point
Yeah.
is, you don't know enough about Cristiano Ronaldo, right? You only know what the media shows you. Do we even know him as a person? Do we even know MS Dhoni as a person? We just know their achievements, right? We don't know them as a
Yeah.
person. So you can
Okay.
have that. So we can think about how Dhoni would react in a situation, how Ronaldo would face a loss. All that is fine. But my point is, our modeling should be way deeper. Our model should be
Okay.
someone we know. That is why it is best if that person is not even existent. He can be an
Okay.
imaginary person. He can be a totally imaginary person. But he has to exist in your mind. You should know that man. You can call him anything. You can call him Zeus, you can call him Lord Shiva, but he has to exist in your mind.
Okay.
He has to exist in your mind, and you should know him in and out. You should create. So ultimately, our point is we become that person.
Yeah.
Whatever ideal man we are thinking of, we become that
Yeah.
person. But the point is that our aim is not to jump to that. Our aim is not to jump into his shoes and become that person. Because obviously, if
Okay.
we are in a road accident, we can't take it as coolly as our model man would do. But what we are doing is every morning we are thinking about him, and we are thinking about how he would react. So the next time when we get into an accident, there is a good chance we think about this man.
Yeah.
Would Lord Vishnu do it? Would our model man, or would our Heraclius, or would what is that guy's name? Would Julius Caesar do it?
Julius.
We don't know Julius Caesar, but you can call your ideal man as Caesar, and you can see how. So even if that thought comes, our reaction or our response to that situation will be much better. We would be much more stoic.
Okay.
So that is exercise number 2.
Okay.
Exercise number 3 is, as I told you, I'm not going to give another exercise because I want everybody to know this exercise. At every single point in time, think about what is up to you. Always focus on that. What is up to you? So
Yeah.
in this podcast, what is up to me? The
Mm.
questions you are going to ask is not up to me.
Mm.
How I answer that questions only, that is up to me. I don't get to choose all these background, because this is the
Yeah.
only room that is accessible. If I go upstairs, you would hear a dog barking. That
Yeah.
would be bad for the audio.
Yeah.
So this is the only room that is this is my room. This is the best choice I have right now. So this is what I can control, right? So I can't control whether you like this background. The same. So I can try to make it best for you, but I really can't control how this entire episode is going to come out. I don't know if
Yeah.
people will like this. Even you don't know if people would like this. People might call us
Yeah.
both idiots. You both engineering idiots. What have you done? What you
Yeah.
say makes no sense. Stoicism makes no sense. It's totally impractical. People say this
Exactly.
to me all the time. Stoicism
Yeah.
is impractical. Oh,
Yeah.
one person told me, "What if I hit you in the nuts? Will you be stoic then?"
Yeah.
I told him, yeah. It
Okay.
was a damn good question. I told him, let me think about how Marcus Aurelius would do.
That's a good way to say it.
Yeah, well, let me see if he gets angry or less. That is so, because I don't know. So people asking these questions, that's not up to me, right? And
Yeah.
there could be many people who would dislike this. There would be many people who could love this. There may even be one or two people who might get started on stoicism because we are speaking, and
Yeah.
there may be no one, or there may be no one today. Maybe after 1 year, people may watch it and they want to get started on stoicism. So none of this is in our control. Our control is to have a really good conversation, right?
Yeah. Okay. And since you have a deep knowledge about philosophy and stoicism, what do you think about the evolution of a human being? Because
Evolution as in-
from like what do you believe? What's your thought in it? Like we came from there are many sayings that in Christianity Adam and Eve, and or do you think no, we are raised from monkeys, we have evolved from monkeys? What do you think?
I personally think that's not in my control.
Okay.
To be very honest, because I don't know enough to have an opinion actually, and there is one more famous Stoic quote that I love. That you always have the option of not forming an opinion. You always have that option. Like, why should you
Yeah.
form an opinion? So do you like ADMK or DMK? Why should I like anyone?
Yeah.
Correct. So are you leftist or are you right wing? Why should I be anything?
Okay.
If I want to be right wing, I'll be right wing, but I always have the option of not choosing. So why should I think about whether Adam and Eve existed or whether we came from monkeys? I choose to not have an opinion about that.
Okay.
So
So
the
generally, most people take a side if they are not related to it also, but they will take a side because
Yeah.
the world works like that.
Yeah, the world works like
have-
that, and they get a sense of validation from it. So let me say, okay, let us say I agree with Christianity stating that we all came from Adam and Eve. So
Okay.
a group of 20 people who think the same would validate me.
Yeah.
Okay? And that validation is sort of a dopamine hit. So people validating that, okay, you have this opinion, we all agree with it. It's good. Or the reverse is also validation. People may not agree, people may fight with you. That is also a sense of validation. That is because they are respecting you enough to fight with you. That is also validation.
Yeah.
Or if let us say I go with Darwinian theory and I say we all came from monkeys.
Yeah.
So there would be a big science group which would say yes,
Yeah.
yes, you are right. So my point is, does it matter for me to have an opinion? I really don't know. We have no scientific data obviously proves that we all came
No.
from monkeys, and religiously many people believe differently. So
Yeah.
we are never going to know whether which is true or not.
Yeah.
Correct. And if a person chooses to go with this religious belief, a person with scientific belief can say that, dude, you don't make sense, but he can never prove that he doesn't make sense, because even he doesn't know.
Yeah.
You can, with all your logic, you can try to prove a point, but what is the point? You're
Yeah.
never going to know which is right. So I would always think about, as I mentioned, as an evolving Stoic. So I'm not even like 10 to 15% Stoics, to be very honest. But right now I'm a much better person than when I was 0% Stoic. At least I like to believe that.
Okay.
Again, how
So-
people see me is not in my control. They might think I have become an idiot. But the point is, I'm able to handle life much better by being a 10% Stoic. So what, as from a Stoic standpoint, what I would see is, it doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter if your ancestors are Adam and Eve or if they are some monkeys jumping trees. Your point is how you are going to take humanity forward. So what you do right now can decide how humanity is going to be in 100 years. Are you focusing on that? That is what I would say.
Okay. Hmm. And where did you get the first experience of stoicism? And when did you start being a stoic?
I would.
Practicing stoic?
Okay. Actually, I'm not really sure
Okay.
because I read some books, and I've always been reading about philosophy. So, like
Hmm.
Zen philosophy, Buddhist philosophy,
Okay.
uh, ancient Indian philosophy, a little bit
Hmm.
of Greek philosophy. So once upon, like when I used to subscribe to this philosophy pages. So
Okay.
once there was a Stoic quote,
Hmm.
or once there was a short video about Marcus Aurelius. I think it was
Okay.
like 1.5 years back. I think so. I think
Hmm.
just before this pandemic hit, that is when I first started to learn about Stoicism.
Okay.
So I knew.
Is having a beard mandatory for that?
You should have seen me 2 weeks back before I trimmed it. I had beard this long.
Yeah, I saw your video. Yeah.
So the point is, this this gives me a very standard look, to be very honest.
Okay.
So let's say
Hmm.
if I have this much beard, and if I have this much beard, there's going to be a huge change in my look. But this
Yeah.
way, there is no change. You
Hmm.
would always see me like this. So this
Hmm.
way and this way, there is no change. So I always try to maintain a constant look. So this beard is helping me do that. I don't have to.
Okay.
I trim or cut my hair once every 4 months, Lokesh.
Okay.
So if I wanted to have a shorter beard, I would have to worry about that a lot, and I don't like worrying about it. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So, and the
Hmm.
reason I cut my hair is because it did not let me do yoga. Hair was coming up to
Okay.
here. My hair
Hmm.
and my dadi was getting intertwined.
Yeah.
So why
Okay.
in I cut it. So
Okay.
I cut this big for very practical reasons. So this helps me
Hmm.
get a constant look. Like, okay, this is how
Hmm.
it will be. I don't have to worry much about it.
So does this thought process and all makes you more calmer and more like settled in your life, or how's that feel?
Okay, so I personally feel I'm able to handle things much better. So
Hmm.
if I got angry 10 times, now I'm getting angry just 2 times.
Okay.
So if I
Hmm.
showed my anger by using bad words, now I'm showing my anger by just one angry look and walking away from that situation.
Hmm.
So how I handle my emotions has become much better. And when I'm faced with grief, I don't take more than one day to grieve.
Okay.
So I'm able to process it much better, and I don't
Hmm.
let my grief affect my work.
Hmm.
So nothing in life has changed much, to be really honest. So
Okay.
job, business, and all my
Hmm.
personal effort, they're all the same. I'm still trying my best to
Hmm.
do what I want to do. But the point
Hmm.
is how I'm
Hmm.
reacting to all the obstacles that has improved. So
Okay.
that is I'm saying personally. And one
Hmm.
more thing, people have also said the same. People have said your face looks a lot
Hmm.
calmer, and now you're becoming more humorous. That is because I don't take
Okay.
things much seriously now.
Yeah.
I take nothing
Hmm.
personally. So you can be a little more humorous.
Hmm.
And so people say, so I believe it's kind of working. And some people have
Okay.
really said like that person who I told who wanted me to hit me on my nuts. He thinks I've gone nuts.
Yeah.
So it happens. There are always people
Yeah.
who believe that, and he may be right. I don't
Hmm.
know. In 4 years, he may be right. We'll not know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, being a stoic,
Hmm.
it's not up to us to control it. We should try to do what we
Hmm.
can do at this moment.
Okay. And what is money to you?
Money, I think um,
Because you have
money is
left your job and you have started what you like the most. You like
yeah,
writing, you said, so you are continuing
yeah,
with that. And
yeah.
does that writing pays equally to the job, or it is much less or much higher?
Right now it's pretty much equal. So I'm getting pretty much the same amount of money that I got, and
Okay.
so money
Hmm.
wise, it's good. And
Hmm.
to me, money is
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
would say it is important to a certain level. So let's
Hmm.
say it is much better to wear more comfortable clothes than torn clothes.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
money is going to give you that. It's much
Hmm.
better to have good headsets.
Hmm.
It's much better to watch your favorite movie on a good screen. But
Hmm.
beyond that, it is not
Hmm.
going to help you deal with your emotions. To be very honest.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I would personally think
Hmm.
your entire life happens within you.
Hmm.
Entire life.
Yeah.
So you may be the richest person, you may be the poorest person. Of course,
Hmm.
many people would say only poor people say this. It's right, we are
Hmm.
still poor. But my point is,
Hmm.
uh, there was a time when I made really good money in my business. Okay,
Okay.
So,
Mm.
but if I look at it, I left it because that's not something that I really wanted to do.
Okay.
It wasn't giving me the creative satisfaction to do that.
Mm.
So I just kind of
Mm.
moved away from it. And I was
Okay.
making really good money at that point. I got this bike
Mm.
using that money.
Mm.
So, but beyond that, there is a reason why I left something that gave me money. It is
Mm.
because beyond a certain point, it's not going to give you what you truly want. It
Mm.
is not going to help you, you know, handle.
So you can't imagine a future of yourself in that particular work.
Yeah, sure.
Mm.
That's a really good way to put it, Lokesh. That's a really,
Mm.
let's say I'm like 45 years old. Do I want to be that? Not really.
You are 45 years old.
When I'm 45 years old, let's say, I'm
Yeah.
very curious. What do you think is my age, Lokesh?
Uh, under 30, 28, 29.
Okay, we're pretty much close.
What's the exact age?
I'm 27.
Okay.
This beard does give it away, doesn't it?
Okay. So what's my age? Can you say?
You are not a day older than 25.
I'm 21.
21. Oh, see again, beard.
Yeah.
Beard. If you have beard, it's going to, give a wrong idea about you.
Yeah.
But the point is, it's much better to look 25 and look really stylish in a beard than to look 21 and look like a child. Think about it.
Yeah, exactly. Mm.
So when people say, this is what people say. People say I'm 28.
Okay.
And people have been saying that for the past 3 years because this is how I've been.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, correct. People say
I think we
20.
boys have the freedom of having a beard, I think.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Like, what's wrong in being 28?
Yeah.
If it works for me, it works. It's really good.
Yeah. Oh, nice. And actually, I saw one of your photos in your Insta handles. You were like big, bulky guy,
Yeah.
And how it happened, the transformation?
Okay, so
All that yoga and all.
yoga only recently only. Yoga,
Okay.
I've been doing only like after stoicism only. I happened across yoga, and it has changed my life for the better. Seriously, I would always say yoga and stoicism go hand in hand because until you realize the potential of your own body and mind, it's very difficult to be a stoic. You should know what you really are, and yoga helps you understand yourself. So every time you hold in a position for 5 breaths, you understand what your body is capable of. Every time you lie down in shavasana, you know what your mind is capable of. Within 2 minutes, the kind of thoughts it generates, and you learn to stay from a distance and watch those thoughts. So yoga is helpful for much deeper things. But my weight loss, it started when I was in college.
Okay.
So I was like I think 108 or 110 kg.
Okay.
My face was this much,
Yeah,
like
yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So it was really terrible, and the thing was I didn't worry about it much. I've been a fat kid all my life. I've been fat ever since I was in 4th or 5th standard.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean obviously I have very bad genes because my insulin resistance is like very low, basically, and I find it. I'm a vegetarian, so I find it very difficult to put on muscle.
Okay.
So and I had all this trouble. Okay, actually I understood I had all this trouble only after I understood I was really fat. But the point is, I've been a fat kid and I've been bullied because of it, and I've been insulted because of it. They were all like really fun times. People insulting you. So, but the point is, one day I realized how bad I looked. I never really looked myself in the mirror. And one day there was a situation where I had to take a walk. So we were in college. We had to like really run fast. We were about to miss one class. I think we watched Radharani movie.
Okay, that now I can relate that. Yeah.
Yeah. We watched Radharani movie and we had to get back to college before our final hour. So when we came running, there were like 3 other people with me. They like came really fast.
Yeah.
So and I had to run. I had to run for their jog. They just jog like this, and I had to run. And when we all arrived at the class, they were like so calm, and they were like,
Yeah.
Nothing happened, bro. I was sweating like a pig, and I would have almost fainted because my heart was racing. I couldn't walk. I couldn't even walk fast. And that day evening, I started scrolling all my photos, how I'm looking, and I saw in the mirror, I had this bigger tummy.
Okay.
It has taken me at least 5 to 6 years to get a flat tummy. So that shame, that Really, that shame, that and
Yeah.
not the and I've been insulted before. None, not
Okay.
a single time have I actually taken it personally when I was insulted. But
Okay.
when I couldn't perform a basic task as a human being, running is a basic task.
Hmm.
If a
Yeah.
dog chases you, you have to run.
Hmm.
If an assassin is trying to kill you, you should run for your life. If you're not able
Hmm.
to do that, then you have failed
Hmm.
yourself as a human being.
Hmm.
So I took that personally, not being able to
Okay.
do a basic human task. And then I realized
Okay.
I couldn't walk 2 flights of stairs without sweating.
Hmm.
I couldn't do one bloody push up. No,
Okay.
if I try
Hmm.
to go
Hmm.
down, I'll fall down
Yeah.
because my I had this big love handles. I would just
Hmm.
fall down on myself, and my arms
Okay.
would fracture. So
Yeah.
that obesity was there. So that is when
Okay.
and then
Uh,
again I didn't have proper direction. I didn't know that you can actually hire a personal instructor. So I joined the
okay.
nearest gym, ran on a
Hmm.
treadmill like a pig. I lost some five
Hmm.
to six kgs of water weight. Then I
Okay.
didn't know what diet to follow. So then I cut down
Hmm.
all fatty foods. Then after one
Okay.
year, I realized fat is actually very essential, and if you cut that, you're going to lose lots of micronutrients.
Hmm.
So that was actually, it took me 3 years to fully understand what it all was. So I tried lots of different diets, lots of different exercises,
Okay.
and
Hmm.
so it was a really good journey.
Hmm.
That is what put
And
me in the path.
yeah, yeah, please.
So that is what put me in the path to
Uh,
wellness, not just good health.
okay. So you spoke about you being a vegetarian. So from starting itself, you are a vegetarian, or you have left non-veg?
From birth.
But
Actually,
okay.
I tried to consume non-vegetarian. Okay, my
Okay.
father asked me to consume it. I was like, don't
Mm.
listen to your mother. Just consume the sea. You might need it because he saw
Yeah.
that I was a fat kid. So he was like, try to
Yeah.
consume it. Please take care of your body.
Mm.
So
Mm.
I
Mm.
tried to eat fish and egg and all that, but
Okay.
I didn't really like the taste. So I thought, okay, it's
Okay.
not for me.
Actually, I was a pure non-vegetarian,
Ah,
uh, and recently I left non-veg for good.
okay.
Like I will daily consume at least 2 eggs. So I was
Hmm.
in that. Without egg, I won't eat. Okay, but recently it's been like 30-40 days, and I
Oh,
haven't like I never touched it also because because I didn't get that satisfaction.
hmm.
It was like my friend's birthday party, and I ate everything. I ate non-veg, but while coming to home, I didn't get that satisfaction, and I was
Hmm.
thinking, why I used to love that chicken and all every non-veg itself. I ate different varieties of non-veg, but that fine day I didn't get any satisfaction, and I thought, what is this? And I thought, okay, let's leave it. If I don't get a satisfaction, then there's no point to eat it.
Exactly.
That to an animal. Okay,
Hmm.
so yeah, and then I left it completely.
Good, good.
And
That's really good.
also I thought that I would get my mouth watered when in my family if they eat and all, but I thankfully I didn't get anything. I didn't get any temptation from my parents eating that, and I
Hmm.
eating any vegetarian dish parallelly. So yeah.
Good, good. So it is
Actually
actually yeah, yeah. Tell me,
yeah,
tell me.
no, actually my mouth is watering now.
So the point is, it was a
Yeah.
self-realized decision, right? It
Hmm.
wasn't a compulsive decision. So
Hmm.
if you want to eat sugar or anything just because your
Hmm.
mouth is getting watered, then I
Hmm.
would say it is a compulsive decision. It's very temporary. But what you
Hmm.
took was a conscious decision.
Yeah.
So there is always a difference between compulsive and conscious. I
Hmm.
personally believe stoicism is going to push you into conscious from this compulsive. Because in a road
Okay.
accident, your compulsive nature is to hit that other person, say
Hmm.
names about his mother. That is your initial reaction. But your
Hmm.
conscious action is to figure out what actually went wrong, figure out what
Hmm.
we can do. Should we call a police or should we settle between ourselves? Is that person
Hmm.
injured? So that is
Yeah.
your conscious effort, conscious action,
Hmm.
right? So when you
Yeah.
shift from compulsive to conscious, you become a
Hmm.
different person. So
Hmm.
now mouth watering and wanting to eat it, your desires from childhood, all that was compulsive for you, right?
Yeah.
So it
Hmm.
was just pata sapunu. That is compulsive.
Yeah.
Now it is a conscious
If
decision.
for that matter, if I was born in a Brahmin family who doesn't eat non-veg, then I would have not eaten non-veg at all in my
Yes,
life.
yes. You would have never even thought about
So
it.
yeah, so it's not in my hand. I hope that.
Exactly.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
think about whether it is a conscious decision. So in your
Hmm.
own conscious, you did not find non-veg to add that much value to your life.
Hmm.
So just because I eat non-veg, it doesn't make me feel like king or god, or makes me feel really alive. It's
Hmm.
just another food, so I don't really need it. So that is a
Hmm.
conscious decision. So when you
Hmm.
take decisions consciously, it will stick to you and it
Hmm.
will make you a better person. when you take decisions compulsively, there is a very good chance you're going to regret it.
Hmm.
Looking
Yeah.
at porn, that is a compulsive decision. That was one more big change in my life. When I left it,
Hmm.
my life really, like, it became to another level. It came to another level.
Okay. Hmm.
So it has been years now, and
Okay.
I've never felt better about myself. So
Hmm.
that is one more compulsive thing that you should let go. And when I let go of my compulsive nature to eat sugar, I started losing way more weight.
Hmm.
So I realized sugar, how it was for you with non-veg, it the same was with me for sugar.
Yeah,
I
I
have a
have
sweet
left
tooth.
sugar also. It's
Hmm.
been like 2-3 years, and because mainly we consume sugar in the form of tea or coffee. I left tea and coffee also.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah, I have left sugar also.
Wow.
So
I'm
actually,
trying
it
to leave
feels
sugar.
good.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
feels good, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So that is
A-
a conscious decision. Good.
So yeah, so that's why I don't get attracted again to that. I hope, I guess that.